Hello guys, what is going on? I'm Mazda, and today I'm going to be doing a quick review because this review is a day late, so I assume anybody who wants to watch the video, who wants to watch a review that's not already a part of like the people who subscribe to me, have already watched it. So this is just for the people who subscribe to me. I just want to know my quick opinion on Infinity Wars issue 1. This is a 6-part story, and it starts off kind of insane. Marvel right now have been really good with sort of the surprise element of surprise, not the surprise element. That is the wrong way to say that. So the premise is already really cool. We get to see some elements of what happened in Infinity Countdown Prime. And just in the Infinity Countdown series in general, where we get to see the remnants of what happened with Gamora and her soul and the soul gem and the part that's missing, and maybe that's what's causing her to be like this corrupt version of herself. I'm not too sure. Also, this could have something to do with a different timeline because I don't see any other reason why they would even include the Iron Lad stuff in which he saved that bicyclist, and maybe potentially that cyclist changed the course of reality. Maybe I'm not too sure because that might have stopped the Infinity Watch thing from happening. It would have caused too much attention, and so they wouldn't have had that meeting there at that time. And then Gamora may have still been evil, but may not have attacked at that time, maybe reconsidered, and then not done it at all. I'm not too sure. But just I do like the premise. The premise is very much carrying it right now for me because there isn't really much else about it than the premise. That's kind of the whole thing, especially for an issue 1, where we've got the 6 individuals, all of them as like don't really mesh well together. We got a couple that have to be agreeable because they're very wise and stuff like that. Adam Warlock and Doctor Strange. I mean, Doctor Strange right now in his current state in his solo series isn't very wise, and he's kind of like he's a very unique version of his character. But it is in the continuity. It's just in before when this happens. I'm pretty sure either that or this is taking place before the current run of Doctor Strange. I'm not really certain because I don't think in any other story which came into Doctor Strange, 'cause it definitely didn't happen at the end of the Donny Cates run of Doctor Strange. There wasn't any point where Doctor Strange just lost his powers, so I assume that just happened in issue 1. It may have happened in a different issue of a different series. Maybe it happened in Infinity Countdown Prime. I didn't read everything for Infinity Countdown because there were so many spin-offs and so many like 1 and 2 parts. It was very weird the way they decided to do that. And there was a few single issues as well that were just from one issue to do with a perspective, which I just don't really get that. But I didn't read any of that, so it might have happened in that. I'm not too sure. But if it did just happen in that first issue, then it could even be part of a different continuity. Honestly, it shouldn't be because it is a solo series, so it must be after this. I mean, no, or before this. It's definitely not going on whilst this is happening. That's for sure. But yeah, the characters are pretty interesting, and definitely the end with Gamora killing Star Lord. Obviously, he's not dead because no one ever dies. That was kind of a running thing at the beginning as well. I think it's some social commentary on the way comics are, and it always will be. Honestly, it's the fact that no one ever dies in comics. Because that happened at the beginning with the cyclist, and then it happened at the end here. They even commented on how many times Drax has died and stuff like that. And there was a lot of reminiscing. That was really weird. Like Groot saying like when he first came to Earth, he like wreaked havoc and wanted to become the king of it and stuff like that. Kind of like Swamp Thing esque. There was a lot of reminiscing throughout all of this. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens. I mean, it's an event, isn't it? It's just like cool to see a bunch of people together. Really, that's why we watch the movies. But yeah. Anyway, that's moving out, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna mention this in this video actually. I don't know whether how many people care about it, but I am also a currently I class myself more of an author than anything. I'm currently doing a Patreon in which I release monthly chapters. If you All you have to do is become a Patreon for $1 a month, and you get access to monthly chapters of a book I'm writing, as well as all the previous chapters if you decide to do it later on. I will leave the link at the top of my description for all my videos for the foreseeable future, just because I really want to push it, because I really like this book. I enjoy reading it. I've read the first chapter, which is for free, by the way. You can go on it now and read the first chapter for free and see if you like it. I've read that so many times and I never get tired of it. I just really like my style of writing now. It's taken me years to perfect it. I started writing when I was 14. I'm currently now, so it's taken me 5 years. Not to perfect it. Obviously, I'll grow and stuff like that. But to perfect it in terms of perfecting being readable. and maybe that's why I like it so much. Anyway, yeah, so check out my Patreon in the description, Twitter, shit like that, do everything. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.